So this is my manager/leader interview project. My name is Hannah McCraw. So this is my manager/leader interview project. My name is Hannah McCraw. So this is my For this project, I decided to interview a student manager that works at Trivette, and her name is Anaya Sanchez. While interviewing her, she stressed the idea of having a relaxed managing style. Because the job isn't that hard, she doesn't want to make it harder than it has to be. She wants people to enjoy working there, and she's very, very relaxed. I work with her personally, and she's willing to give out breaks to those who need it, even though it is not necessarily your break time. If you do need to step away for a second, she is willing to do that. While having this kind of managing style can bring a lot of weaknesses and issues to the front. For example, people like to take advantage of her because of the lenient style. When she asks them to do something, they'll say no because she asks it as a question, even though at the end of the day she wants them to get that task done. And people that have been there longer don't like to listen to her since she is a freshman and this is her first semester in this position. When it comes to the conflict that is at Trivette, there is not much of it. Usually the workers, the managers, the chefs, the sous chefs all get along pretty well. But there are problems in management when it comes to scheduling the right people, when certain people are needed, for when people don't show up, which is quite a problem currently at Trivette. They're trying to fix that. But the only way that they can handle that is by asking around and see where they can help out. When I interviewed her about the tasks that she had to do, I did not realize how much student managers actually did on a daily basis. Because they have to take temperatures, I think every hour or so. It's very often, just to make sure that there's not a problem with foodborne illnesses or any of that nature. She places people where they need to be, and make sure that all the areas are taken care of and that everyone has a job. And if they don't have a job because there isn't much to do, she will just have them wipe down tables, in the back, the prep areas, and actually just make them seem like they're busy when there's nothing really to do. She also communicates with the chef on what needs to be done that night. When it comes to prep, when it comes to make sure the food is out for the dinner or lunch or breakfast rush, she makes sure that everyone is following the rules, including dress code. She gives out verbal and written warnings for those that have calling out but didn't find anyone to replace them, or if no call, no show, anything like that. And she also takes attendance. When I asked her what is important to her in the kitchen, it was very similar to her managing style. It was about letting loose, trying to be friends with everybody, getting along in order to get the mission done for the day. And she thinks it's important to be friends with everybody, so it doesn't feel too much like a job, but instead you're enjoying the community around you while getting the job done. So as I said earlier, this is her first semester at the job. So basically, she got hired as a student manager because she got a 10 out of 10 rating from a student manager, supervisor, anybody of a higher level. And they're like, you would be a great student manager. So she was asked, and she said yes. That is basically what happened. So as I said earlier, this is her first time management at Trivette is it's different between morning and night shift. In the morning, it is not that hard. When she works mornings, it is usually before customers even come in. It is very, very early. They're just trying to get like the prep done for breakfast and lunch, things like that. So there isn't a lot of time management a part of that. But when it comes to night, it can be a little bit more crazy. They're trying to serve everybody while also starting to close down little by little. She has to think about what is most important at the moment and what can be held off until later. And one of the things she mentioned was mopping, because you cannot mop until lots of the other workers have left. So there's only a few people left. So people will not be walking over the freshly mopped ground. When I interviewed her about how she has improved as a leader and also as a worker, she was saying how she just became more involved. She was trying not to be so much of a pushover, which she successfully did. She understands now what it takes to be a leader, and taking charge has become easier for her. And overall, it has helped her memorize kitchen stuff that can be found and certain procedures that they have to follow. When I asked her about what she loved about the position, she mentioned how it wasn't too hard, because mainly she was delegating tasks to everybody else, and she's just supervising and making sure everything is done right. Unless a certain task had nobody to work on it, then she would step in and get it done. But that actually overlapped to what is hard for her in the position, because she likes to constantly work on a task. And since she's delegating, she is not able to work on it herself. But she did mention that she is glad she's not so tired at the end of her shift. When I asked her about what she loved about the position, she mentioned